Hello, welcome back to Sunrise on the Hill, your morning pulse on politics. The race to replace retired Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene has advanced to a runoff.
Yeah, in this runoff, Democrat Shawn Harris will be taking on Trump-backed Clayton Fuller. Joining us to talk about the upcoming runoff is Shawn Harris himself. Shawn, welcome back to Sunrise on the Hill. President Trump won this district by 37 points. How do you convince his voters to support you now that this is a two-person race?
Well, first of all, I want to say good morning to both of you. I'm glad to be back on your show. You know, the reality of it is this is a brand new race. You know, I ran against Marjorie Taylor Greene last time. I received the most votes of any Democrat, 135,000 of those. With that being said, nobody thought that we could ever even make it to the runoff. Not only did we make it to the runoff, but we got the most votes. And my opponent, Mr. Fuller, the reality of it is he's very weak. He does not really have the support of the people here in the district. And on top of that, Republicans are leaving him and coming over to me. So we have Democrats, independents, and yes, Republicans are coming to my side because guess what? The economy is bad. And people are talking about Shawn, stay focused on everyday kitchen table issues. And that's what I'm always focused on.
So how many Republicans do you figure you got? Do you have an idea of what the percentage was?
Yeah, we're running somewhere between 15 and 20%. Early voting, we was roughly at 20%. Then it kind of fell off back down to 15%. So we feel real good about it because, you know, when you're running against 16, 17 different people, it's hard to get to that 50 plus 1%. But like I said, we wanted to win it with the most votes, which we did. We're going into it now with momentum. And then on top of that, it took President Trump to come down here 2 Thursdays ago to actually get Fuller to be the lead vote getter on the Republican side. We were also very prepared to run against Moore. So at the end of the day, Fuller is coming into this race very weak, and he can't do anything without saying, thank you, Mr. Trump. I'm going to follow you, Mr. Trump. And everybody here in the district is clearly saying, no, we want somebody that's going to fight for us directly, and that person is Shawn Harris.
Let me ask you something. Do you at this point, particularly with this whole Iran conflict right now, think that an endorsement is hurting your opponent?
That's his business. What I can tell you, spending 40 years in the military, my last assignment was Israel, and I really know the Middle East. Yes, it's hurting all of us because fuel costs is out the roof. I heard your colleague speak before me. He was spot on. But I will also say this. In our district, the number one economy in our district is agriculture. As a cattle farmer, right now, fuel costs is going out the roof, diesel fuel, but also something he didn't talk about is fertilizer. Right now, we're trying to get crops in the field, and we can't get that fertilizer, and the fertilizer is here. Now the cost is crazy. So it's not making the math work out that our farmers are hurting. And guess what? My opponent says Donald Trump is doing everything right. And because he's saying he's doing everything right, he's on the wrong side of this decision. Shawn Harris is saying very clearly that this war that we're in is a war of choice, which it shouldn't have been in the first place. And the president of the United States needs to come up on the news tonight and tell the American people why we're in the war, how does this affect our national interests, and ultimately, what are the goals? And then the last piece is how do we know that we won? And then how do we get out of it? Because, you know, we just did 20 years in 2 different wars, and I'm a product of that.
Shawn, conventional wisdom would say that there were 14 other Republicans. Clay Fuller was the top vote getter amongst those Republicans. The Republicans who voted for the other candidates are more than likely going to vote for Clay Fuller. How do you convince those Republicans to vote for you?
Yeah, we're going right back out today. We're already knocking on doors. We're already making phone calls. But I do something. I go to all 10 counties with town halls. Everybody's invited. They can come and ask me any question they want to. Nothing is screened. On top of all of that, today, a couple of things is happening. Yes, Fuller and I are in a runoff, but we're also in a primary. And Fuller's actually in a primary with all of those Republicans that he just finished beating 2 nights ago. So Clayton Moore is still attacking Fuller in the primary because the primary vote for us is crazy. I know the primary vote for us is actually in May. So he has problems on both sides for me, but he also has problems for Moore. And I think the more people that voted for the candidate Moore are not going to vote for Fuller at all. They are not going to turn out.
So for a number of Republicans, the word Democrat is a very dirty word. Don't like it, call Democrats traitors. Maybe you're not going to get those Republicans, but let's go a couple of ticks away from that. Do you think that's even a possibility? How are you like them?
Yeah, 100%. I just like them. I actually served in the military. Just like them, I'm a cattle farmer. And then what most people don't know, the only reason Shawn Harris has ever been in politics is because when I first got here, it was Republicans that came to my farm and asked me to run against Marjorie Taylor Greene. I had to tell them, guys, I got to be true with you. I'm a Democrat. Thinking they would actually leave me alone, they took 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, and said, guess what, Shawn? You have the right stuff. We love your resume. You have the it factor. We want to still support you, and they still supported me today. Because I told them that, I said, look, Donald Trump used to be a Democrat, and now he's a Republican. And even though he's the president of the United States, he still has more time being a Democrat. I said, if we're going to have a relationship, we got to make sure we start off on a truthful relationship. And with that, that is why Republicans coming to me, because they say, you know what, Shawn? You got backbone. You're not scared of anybody. You're not all the way crazy somewhere else. You're a moderate Democrat, and I'm laser focused on the district. And everybody else that I've been running against, they say they want to go to D.C. and support Donald Trump. That's what we got for 5 years from Marjorie Taylor Greene. And even Marjorie Taylor Greene will tell you that that didn't work. So the people here across the board are saying enough is enough. We don't want anybody else just to tell us stuff and don't get anything done. Shawn Harris is going to bring home the results.
You're on the ground there in the 14th district. Has Marjorie Taylor Greene shown her face in the district at all? Do you want her endorsement? Have you spoken to her? Where is she at in this race, if anywhere?
You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I live right here in Polk County, Rockmart, and then Marjorie lives right there in Rome. That's where my headquarters is at. It's less than 30 miles apart. Marjorie has been home. She has been very quiet. That's her call. I'm not expecting Marjorie to put her fingers on the scale with this particular race. But what she has been doing, and we all been saying it, she has been going up on social media speaking about Donald Trump's thing. With that being said, that puts Fuller in a bad situation because now he has to defend President Trump. This morning, gas or diesel, because I have a diesel truck, diesel is roughly $5 a gallon. Right now, that's killing everybody in this district because most of us are farmers, most of us are cattle farmers or chicken farmers. That means that we're struggling just to crank our trucks up in the morning and go to work.
Hey, Shawn Harris, thank you so much for coming back and being with us again. Shawn is the Democratic candidate for Georgia 14.
And hey, congratulations on the birth of that new calf on your farm as well.
Yes, thank you very much. Have a great day.
We appreciate it,
You too.
Shawn.
Coming up on Sunrise.